Welcome to KATV India. I am Tejas Khatokar. This video today reflects on the growing concern of Indian youth and families dreaming of a future beyond India's borders. But instead, they face a harsh and hostile reality when they move abroad. Today, on the 26th of December, authorities in Toronto, Canada confirmed the fatal shooting of an Indian medical student near the University of Toronto campus. The Consulate General of India in Toronto has expressed deep grief and is assisting the family in the aftermath of this tragic event. Now, this incident comes amid a wider pattern of violence and racism faced by Indians, particularly students and immigrants in the Western country, raising urgent questions about safety, inclusion, and the promise of opportunity overseas. In Canada, a string of fatal attacks on Indian nationals has alarmed communities and families back home. Months earlier in Hamilton, a 21-year-old Indian student was killed by stray gunfire at a bus stop, which is a part of an escalating cycle of gun violence that raised fears among students and their families back home. Earlier, a young Indian student was stabbed to death in a townhouse near Ottawa after reportedly facing racial hostility from a neighbor, highlighting how hostility can turn really deadly. The data from India's Ministry of External Affairs shows dozens of violent attacks on Indian students abroad over the recent years, with Canada and the United States reporting the highest numbers. Now, beyond isolated crimes, racism and xenophobia towards Indians and South Asians have been on the rise in multiple Western societies, both online and everyday life. Civil society reports show growing anti-Indian sentiments on social media platforms, especially in the United States, where racist and xenophobic content often precedes real-world harassments. Also in Australia, members of Indian communities have spoken of continuing racist verbal abuse and incidents tied to anti-immigration protests, and this prompts call for greater protections and community support. In fact, in Ireland, physical assaults on Indian and South Asian migrants, including the shocking attack on a young child, have sparked a debate over integration and migrant safety. Meanwhile, far-right extremists in the United States have triggered controversy with racially charged rhetoric targeting Indians and Indian origin public figures. Now, this is seen by critics as contributing to a hostile climate. Thousands of Indian students and professionals who moved abroad expecting a better life have begun to report multiple instances of racial abuse, discrimination, and physical danger. Many highlight that the daily reality, from classroom prejudice and workplace bias to outright violent crime, can shatter the idealized Western dream. Even as Indian migrants contribute significantly to the social and economic fabric of their host countries, they have so many Indian medical professionals, engineers, and business leaders, and Indians still end up facing hatred and racism. Now, for families in India planning to send their children overseas, or for young Indians setting out in search of education and opportunity, the message is clear. Success abroad can come with a risk, and understanding the realities of racism, safety, and support systems abroad is really important. Is it really worth moving to countries like America or Canada just to end up feeling homesick and to feel disrespected and face discrimination wherever you go? Comment your thoughts and experiences and subscribe to stay tuned for more.